Okay, underneath the mercury finger, this is where your marriages and your children are going to show. And the children lines will come down from the ring around the little finger, the mercury finger. They're really short. They're a little bit hard to read. And then the marriage lines will show horizontally from the outside of the hand going in. See where the end of the heart line is? It ends in flirt lines, little tassels. Oh, you got really good little tassels. Those are flirt lines. Well, actually, it means that you interact well with people. And then in between the flirt lines and the ring around the mercury finger, anything that shows horizontally, that's your marriage or relationship lines, and then the children lines come vertically down from the ring around the mercury finger. That section in between the flirt lines and the mercury, the ring around the mercury, you divide that into thirds. So going up from the flirt lines, that first third is about age 20, 30, and then the next third is about 40, 50, and the last third is 60, 70, 80. So I see 4 children in there. See the little green asterisk? Look over there to the side of the page in green. 4 children. But there's quite a gap. There's 3 children, and then there's quite a gap in there. I got a little note that says, but don't get pregnant yet. Wait until your next marriage, because you got another marriage in there. Okay, starting from the flirt lines. There's your first marriage. It's in purple. It's short. It tips down. It's first marriage. It's not as dark as the second marriage. It tips down at the end. Let's see, how long have you been married so far? 26. Oh, you've only been married about 6 plus 4. 37, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 30. You've only been married about 8 years. Well, I couldn't tell for sure. You said something about 24. I didn't know if you'd had a marriage before that, or if that was when you started going with him. That was a little bit confusing to me. Maybe that's when you started up the relationship and then you got married at 26. That's all I could figure out. That's what I am assuming. So I got one marriage there, but and then there's a little relationship. That's in the red line, and then there's a second marriage. Really long, good, dark color. Maybe about 40 years long. But when that tips down on the end, sometimes that spouse passes away first. So just hang in there, because that isn't a very long marriage, that first one. Usually if you have a divorce, it'll get a fork on the end of it. But yours just tips down at the end, like you might lose him. That's why I say don't get pregnant yet. You have to get pregnant before about age 43, 44. That's getting a little past your childbearing age. Okay, and I'm not real sure that fourth child. Sometimes when you get that, you got the 3 children there, and then there's a space, and then there's another child. Sometimes you end up taking care of a grandchild, and that'll show in your hand. Or an adopted child or something. Oh, didn't you have stepchildren? You got a stepdaughter. That might be that stepdaughter. That fourth line. You might not be having any more children. That fourth line might be the stepdaughter. Okay, one marriage, one short marriage, a little relationship between the marriages, and then a really good long marriage. About 40 years long. Oh, underneath that says, here's your chances to marry. I can't tell you exactly when you're going to marry, but there's a little marking that looks like the letter Y. It's a stick with a little fork on the top of it, and it'll show in the fate line. There's a good timeline on that fate line. That fate line starts at the base of your palm. It's in green, and it goes up and crosses over the head and spine line at age 40. Then it crosses over the heart line at age 50, and then it goes up to that Saturn finger only, up to the base of that Saturn finger. That's age 80. So that little marking will show on that fate line when you have a chance to marry. Now, it all depends on if you take that chance to marry. It's a positive time for you to marry, where that little Y marking shows up. And so down there in the lower left-hand corner of your chart, here's your chances to marry that's set on that fate line at age 37, 39, 41, and 47. But it's your choice, whether you take that chance to marry or not.